Welcome back to the channel, everyone. So today I'm going to be doing a review of Age of Atlantis. I have been looking forward to doing this review for actually 2 years now. It's been difficult getting this to the table, only because I got so much other stuff to review, other things going on. But this game was kickstarted back in 2020, I believe, and it took a while to get to backers. And when it got to me, I finally played it. And I enjoyed it a lot. I played it a few more times until I was comfortable doing a review. Spoiler alert, it was on my top 100 games of all time. So now I want to finally do a review because I want this game to get more attention than it deserves. I've considered this game a big time sleeper hit. So let me just go over what is going on in this game. Now, you have the whole map of Atlantis, and you're being invaded by certain armies. You got the Persians, the Greek army, the Romans, and they're trying to attack your city. Now, it's semi-cooperative, but it is a competitive game. So you want to be the house with the most prestige in this game. So what's going to happen is you're going to be randomly given a house, and they each have an asymmetrical power. And you're going to be giving a myth, which is also like a mech, which also has a certain power and stuff. They all attack, gather, and stuff, and I'll go over all of that. So after you're given all that, you're going to have these dice, which represent your workers. Now, they have two smiley faces, a smiley face and a sad face. And then if you flip it over, it has a sword on it. That means that they become an Atlantean. Now, you want them to become an Atlantean so that they can go to other parts of the map. Now, on your turn, you're going to take your dice or your workers and you're going to select a different spot. Now, you can send them to Poseidon and to turn them into an Atlantean, or you can worship Poseidon to gain more favor with him. Now, favor is going to come in handy later on, as it does help with victory points, amongst other things. Now, if your Atlantean becomes, if your worker becomes an Atlantean, you can go to the outer cities. As a peasant, it can only go into the city areas. Now, on your turn, you can also build certain buildings. They all do different things. There's a reference sheet that comes in the box that explains what each does. Amongst other things that you can do is research at each of these buildings. As you research more things, you get more passive abilities, such as gather more resources. You can attack these armies that are coming. You do more damage to them. You get victory points for attacking, victory points for defeating an enemy, amongst other things. Again, there's a bunch of others, and like I said, each house has an asymmetrical building that does certain things. I'm not going to go into all of them, but that is what happens in this game, that they all have these certain asymmetric abilities. Now, these armies are going to forward each turn. And if they ever hit a building or get to the city, then it gets flooded and every single person loses 3 fury points. Now, after each round, you're going to check to see if everyone has acquired, depending on the player count, certain achievements for each age. After that, you move on to the next age, and the cards do get a little bit stronger. Now, when I mean cards, I also mean by the enemies that are going to be coming out. Now, what happens if you go below Poseidon's favorite? Well, then you're going to get this Fury card, which is going to be detrimental to you for 1 round. Again, it could be pretty devastating when the area gets flooded or gets attacked, because you will lose that building, but it can always be rebuilt. Now, you can also use other people's buildings to research or to use that building's power, except for the asymmetrical building. So the game is going to keep going on until you reach age 3, and then whoever has the most victory points after that age is going to win. So that is literally just the game. It's actually very simple to play. The rules are not heavy at all. It's very straightforward. I will say, though, this is going to be a dislike. Every single game that I've played, we have constantly looking at the reference sheet for what each building does, because there is a lot. But again, it's nothing that's going to be, that will really bring the game down too much. it's just a pain in the ass, going back and forth. Look, all right, well, does this do that? Does this, also, when you're going through the rounds, you're trying to see, all right, what does this part of the round do? What's this one? And we kept, again, doing that. I mean, you get the hang of it after a while, but another thing I didn't like is some of the pieces that represent the resources on the bottom. So you don't have like a bunch of resources. It's going to be marked by a tracker. And the pieces for it, they feel a little bit fiddly, but again, not that big of a deal. But other than that, this game is fantastic. I don't understand why it's not on more people's lists, or I've seen it at conventions. Again, I know that this company has been not I don't want to say notorious, but they had a game called El Dorado that was a big bomb, and I guess it left a sour taste in everyone's mouth. And I never played it, but when I heard about it, I was like kind of regretting backing this. But when I played it, I thought this game was amazing. It is semi-cooperative, but you are looking out for your own self-interest. You want to be that house, that's the most prestigious. So you can purposefully not attack these armies that are incoming and try to get your opponent's building destroyed or flooded, whatever. Yes, you are going to lose favor points out of it, but if you're all the way high up on that track, all right, what's 3 points going to do? I can risk losing a building if this guy's building's benefiting him. So there is that way. There is that player interaction. There is a lot of albeit it is mostly positive, but you can affect each other in negative ways. Some people are saying that the asymmetric abilities feel unbalanced. I have yet to notice it. Again, like I said, you can have other people's buildings be affected by. So if you think that somebody's building is benefiting them too much, then fine. Don't attack. Let them handle that wave of attackers that are coming, and maybe it will get flooded. So I do feel it is balanced in that way, but again, it might differ amongst other people. The components are great. The dice are cool. The Poseidon figure in the middle is amazing. Well, again, what I didn't mention before is every round you're gonna roll a dice to see where the Poseidon figure is gonna be pointing to, and that area allows you to get additional actions without making your worker unhappy. So I didn't bring that up before. So when I meant by the two smiley faces is you can take additional actions, but it's gonna make them less happy when you do it. And if you have a worker that's unhappy, you can lose victory points or favor points at the end of the round. So I didn't bring that up before. But the mechs, I call them mechs. They call them myths in the game. The mechs look amazing. The artwork is great. But yeah, this is really a unique game. It is it is an engine builder, worker placement game at heart, because you are creating that little engine, you deciding where do you want to research. Do you want to go and thinking maybe this will benefit me in this game. Maybe I should research this, or start with something, research another thing. And it's very point salad, and I do like point salad games. And to me, I enjoy that aspect. And I did hear that they're thinking of pushing a retail version of this game. That really would be nice, because I really hope that people have an opportunity to try this game out, because that's how good it is. I think I'm gonna give I am gonna give this a 9 out of 10. This game is excellent. I've given it my seal of merit, and I do believe it's probably one of the best games. I think I got it in 2022. Yeah, it is one of the biggest sleeper hits I have of that year, and one of the biggest sleeper hits I've ever played. I did not expect this game to be this good, only because of the track record of this company. Again, don't ever, just because of one bad game, you shouldn't judge any future game. I know they have another game that's still waiting to come out, so it seems that they've had problems delivering pledges on time. Again, I got this this took 2 years to get to my house. It was worth the 2-year wait. Again, also, COVID was also a problem, so I should bring that up also. But yeah, I think if you're a fan of worker placement, engine building, and there are different variants in this game. You can play semi-cooperatively. I'm sorry, a co-op version. There is a solo version. I prefer the competitive. That's the only one I will play. But there are different scenarios in this game. But yeah, that's all I have to say. You have to try this game. Again, I don't go spending $300, $400 on eBay or Facebook Marketplace for this. No game is worth that much money. But if you can get a decent price for it, yeah, I highly recommend. Again, I didn't have the metal Poseidon figure. I know there was a metal one, but if this game does jump to retail, I don't know if it's gonna have the figures like the Kickstarter version has, but jump on it. Absolutely jump on this game. I think you're gonna have a lot of fun with it. So that's gonna do it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. If you have any questions about this game, feel free to leave in the comment section. I will always respond. But yeah, that's gonna do it. That's Age of Atlantis. Highly, highly recommend. Thank you all. Have a great one.